My brothers and sisters, listen carefully. Some of the greatest transformations in your life will begin the moment you realize this simple truth. Allah doesn't isolate you to punish you, He isolates you to rebuild you. The reason so many people feel lost, overwhelmed, or broken is because they keep running back to the same crowds, the same habits, the same noise that is destroying their clarity. What you call loneliness might actually be Allah pulling you away from what's limiting your growth. And if you ignore that pull, you will stay spiritually stuck. But if you pay attention, your entire life can shift. When Allah wants to elevate you, He separates you. This is something most people don't like hearing, but it's the truth. When Allah wants to guide your heart, strengthen your mind, or purify your soul, He removes the noise around you. He distances you from certain friendships, relationships, circles, and environments. Not because He wants you to suffer, but because He knows you will never grow while you're surrounded by the wrong influences or drowning in constant distractions. Look at the lives of the prophets. Before they reached their highest point, they all passed through moments of deep loneliness. Prophet Musa had to flee from his people and spend years alone before Allah brought him back with wisdom and purpose. Prophet Yunus found clarity and humility inside the belly of the whale, completely isolated from the world. Prophet Yusuf spent years away from his family, first in the well, then in slavery, then in prison, and it was that loneliness that shaped him for leadership. And our beloved Prophet Muhammad received revelation while alone in the cave of Hira, away from society, away from noise, away from the comfort of his daily life. Isolation is not accidental, it is preparation. You're no different. You also need moments where Allah removes the world from your ears so that you can hear your soul again. When you're constantly surrounded by people telling you what to do, who to be, how to live, how to think, you lose touch with who you actually are. You begin to live for approval, attention, and validation. And that destroys your connection with Allah faster than anything else. Sometimes the greatest mercy Allah gives you is silence, a pause, a distance. A moment where you're forced to sit with yourself and ask, where am I going? Who am I becoming? And where is Allah in my life? But what happens to most people? They panic. The moment friends stop calling, they feel rejected. The moment people pull away, they feel abandoned. The moment life slows down, they feel something is wrong. Yet the opposite might be true. Everything might finally be right. Because the loneliness you're feeling is not a punishment. It is Allah saying, you've relied too much on people, come back to me. Being surrounded is easy. Being alone takes courage. It requires emotional strength to sit with your own heart without distraction, to face your habits, your flaws, your wounds, your mistakes. Many people avoid solitude because they don't want to confront these truths. They would rather stay lost in company than found in silence. They would rather stay distracted than healed. But you cannot build a strong relationship with Allah until you disconnect from the world long enough to hear Him. When you're constantly running to people, you stop running to your Creator. You chase attention more than you chase guidance. You look for comfort in humans while ignoring the one who controls your destiny. This is why Allah separates you, not to break you but to build you, not to make you lonely but to make you spiritually awake. You're not being pushed away from people, you're being pulled toward Allah. And yes, it feels uncomfortable at first. You may wonder, why is no one understanding me? Why do I feel different? Why do I suddenly feel disconnected from people I used to enjoy being around? Because you're outgrowing them. Allah is shifting your environment so your heart can shift with it. Your soul knows when a season of your life has ended, even before your mind accepts it. Sometimes people are removed from your life because their presence is delaying your growth. Sometimes friendships fade because they were draining your spirituality. Sometimes relationships break because Allah heard conversations you didn't, saw intentions you couldn't, and protected you from what would have destroyed your peace. So instead of asking, why am I alone? Start asking, what is Allah trying to teach me through this? Because the truth is, you will never hear your soul until the world becomes quiet. And you will never understand Allah's plan until He removes the distractions blocking your vision. Some of your best decisions, your biggest changes, your greatest healing will come from moments where you had no one but Allah to talk to. And those moments aren't meant to make you bitter, they're meant to make you better. When you stop running from loneliness and start sitting with it, you discover things about yourself that you never saw before. you realize how much strength you actually have. You recognize how much Allah has protected you. You begin to appreciate the guidance you once ignored. You finally become honest with yourself. And honesty is the beginning of transformation. So don't fear being alone. Fear being surrounded by people who distract you from your Lord. Fear staying in circles that pull you away from your purpose. Fear depending on people who were never meant to carry the weight you placed on them. Your soul speaks the loudest when the world is silent. And that silence is often the place where Allah plants the seeds of who you are becoming. Embrace the isolation. It's not the end of your story, it's the beginning of your elevation. Most people run away from solitude because they are terrified of meeting themselves. They fear the silence because silence doesn't lie. When the world goes quiet, your real thoughts rise to the surface. Your regrets appear. Your pain becomes louder. Your weaknesses show themselves. And for many that is uncomfortable. So they keep themselves busy. They cling to people. They scroll endlessly. They drown themselves in entertainment. Why? Because if they stop, even for a moment, they'll have to face what they've been avoiding for years. But my brothers and sisters, if you don't face yourself, you don't grow. If you don't acknowledge your wounds, they don't heal. If you don't sit with your own heart, you will never understand what is truly missing in your life. Solitude is not scary, it is necessary. It is where Allah reveals parts of your soul that noise keeps hidden. Sometimes Allah removes distractions not to punish you, but to give you clarity. He wants you to slow down long enough to see what's actually happening inside you. Many people move through life on autopilot, reacting, chasing, pleasing, escaping. They never stop to ask, am I happy? Is my heart alive? Is my relationship with Allah growing? Are my choices taking me closer to Jannah or further away? You cannot ask these questions while you're busy drowning in the world. When you're alone, you begin to notice patterns. You realize that certain habits are harming you, certain people are draining you, certain environments are darkening your heart. You discover that your attachment to people is stronger than your attachment to Allah. And that realization is uncomfortable, but it's also the beginning of your transformation. One moment of honest silence with yourself is worth more than a lifetime of fake happiness. You see, most people hide from solitude because they don't want to take responsibility. It's easier to blame others, to blame circumstances, to blame life. It's much harder to look in the mirror and say, I need to change, I need to do better, I need to fix my heart. But Allah loves those who are honest with themselves. Allah loves those who are humble enough to say, Ya Allah, I am struggling, help me grow. And that kind of humility is born in solitude, not in crowds. When you're alone, you reflect, you think about your past, you think about the mistakes you made, you think about the times you disobeyed Allah, you think about the opportunities you wasted. And at first, that reflection feels heavy. But slowly, it turns into repentance, it turns into awareness, it turns into a more mature version of you. This is why the heart softens in solitude. Away from the expectations of people, you finally get to be honest with yourself, and you discover that the one you truly need is Allah, not the world. People avoid solitude because it exposes their emotional dependency. They feel empty when they're alone, and they assume the solution is to bring more people into their life. But the truth is, your heart is empty because your connection with Allah is weak. No number of friends or relationships can fill a void that was meant to be filled by your Creator. The emptiness you feel is not loneliness, it's distance from Allah. And Allah uses solitude to close that distance. When you sit alone and your heart starts whispering, I need Allah, that is one of the greatest blessings you can ever receive, because that whisper will eventually turn into a dua, and that dua will turn into guidance, and that guidance will turn into a new version of you. Some people never discover who they truly are because they never sit with themselves long enough to hear their soul. They mask their sadness with laughter, their fear with distraction, their trauma with busyness. But emotional wounds don't disappear just because you ignore them. They stay, they shape your decisions, they affect your relationships, they influence your behavior. Solitude brings those hidden wounds to the surface so you can finally address them. It forces you to ask hard questions. Why am I anxious? Why do I feel empty? Why do I fear being alone? Why do I rely so heavily on people? What am I running from? And the answer to most of these questions is simple. You haven't spent enough time with yourself. You haven't spent enough time with Allah. You know the world, but you don't know your own heart. When you stop running from solitude and start embracing it, something powerful happens. You begin to understand your emotions better. You begin to see your triggers, your needs, your weaknesses. You become more self-aware. And self-awareness leads to self-improvement. You can't fix what you don't understand. Solitude builds emotional strength. It teaches you that you can survive without constant attention. It teaches you that you are capable of thinking deeply. It teaches you that you can rely on Allah even when there's no one beside you, and that independence, emotional, spiritual, mental is what elevates your character. You become calmer, you become wiser, you stop overreacting, you stop chasing people, you stop begging for validation, you stop fearing rejection, you start valuing peace, you start valuing boundaries, you start valuing your connection with Allah above all else. That is the transformation solitude gives you if you stop resisting it. So don't be afraid of being alone. Be afraid of never knowing who you could have become because you were too afraid to sit quietly with your own heart. Solitude is where Allah prepares you, strengthens you, purifies you, and reshapes you. It is not the end of your journey, it's the beginning of the real one. When Allah removes someone from your life, don't chase them. Don't cling to what Allah is gently pulling you away from. Don't hold on to people whom Allah Himself is detaching you from, because when Allah takes someone out of your life, there is always wisdom behind it, even if you don't see it immediately. Most people struggle with this because they believe that losing someone means they've lost something essential. They think their happiness, their confidence, their stability, or their peace was tied to that person. But the truth is, if someone was truly meant for your journey, Allah would never allow circumstances to separate you. And if He removed them, it's because He heard conversations you didn't saw actions behind your back you never witnessed, and understood intentions you couldn't read. Allah knows what you don't know. Allah sees what you cannot see, and Allah protects you from harm even when you are begging to keep that harm in your life. Some people leave your life because they were silently breaking you. They were draining your heart, influencing your character, or feeding your sins, and you didn't even realize it. You were too attached, too emotionally invested, too blinded by desire, comfort, or familiarity. And Allah, out of His mercy, removes them so you can breathe again, think again, and find yourself again. Many times the pain you feel after someone leaves is not because they were good for you, it's because you built your life around them. You gave them a place in your heart that was never meant for any human, a place reserved only for Allah. Attachment to people becomes dangerous when it replaces your attachment to Allah. This is why Allah sometimes breaks those attachments, not to hurt you, but to free you. To free your heart from depending on what was temporary. To free your mind from relying on someone who wasn't capable of supporting you. To free your soul from giving its value to someone who never appreciated it. Some people's presence delays your growth. Their character drags you backward. Their influence weakens your discipline. Their energy kills your motivation. Allah sees this long before you do. And when He removes them, you feel pain only because you were holding on too tightly to something that was never yours to begin with. You see, the people Allah removes were never written into your destiny. They were seasonal, meant to teach you a lesson, not to stay forever. And when that lesson ends, their chapter closes. But humans struggle with closed chapters. We chase closure, explanations, apologies, clarity. But not every ending comes with answers. Sometimes the only answer is Allah protected you. If someone walks out of your life, let them walk. If they distance themselves, let them distance. If they stop choosing you, let them go. Because when you chase people, you're indirectly telling Allah, I trust them more than your plan for me. Don't let your desperation block the blessings Allah is trying to give you. When someone leaves, it often means your next chapter requires a new environment, new influences, and new strength. You cannot grow properly in soil that is unhealthy. You cannot elevate while you're surrounded by people who want to keep you low. You cannot become who Allah destined you to be if you're attached to people who are not part of that destiny. Sometimes the people you pray to keep are the very people Allah removes because they would destroy your future. Sit with that truth. Allah does not take anything away without giving you something better, but the better only arrives when you stop running after what He removed. Growth requires space. Space emotionally, mentally, spiritually. When Allah takes someone away, He is